It's T with
Leah.
What's up, y'all?
Okay, so today we're going to talk about what's it like going from newlyweds to being parents.
Yep.
So, do you want to go first or do you want me to go?
Newlyweds to parents. Well,
Yes.
It takes 9 months to get there.
Yeah.
I mean, it took us we got married in September 21st, and then you're pregnant in November. We don't really know. It's just based off speculation.
So we got pregnant 6 weeks after we got married, which is not ideal. And I would highly recommend doing what everyone says and waiting a year.
We expected to wait a year, but God didn't have that in His plan.
No.
So
So
it's worth it.
I
worth
was
the shot.
super hormonal. We did not have a honeymoon.
Mm-mm.
We were going to go on a cruise, and then that didn't happen because I was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And he just started a new job mostly.
Right.
So I guess
Nothing
newlywed phase was
difficult.
just getting very difficult. Getting to know each other.
We got married, and in our first week, we didn't even stay at our house together. We stayed in our roommates' homes.
Yeah.
It was awkward. I was like, if I bring Leah to my roommate's house, it's going to be weird.
Yeah.
And I think you thought the same, so.
Vice versa. It was weird. So we stayed separate for about a week, and then we found this little bitty place, this little tiny home. It's like a little apartment. It's a mother-in-law suite, but it's super cheap, and we're saving money. But
it's nice.
It's nice, and we were able to move in really quickly.
And we had to grow really close because we had a twin-size bed to sleep on. So most of y'all had that growing up. We had that grown up and married. So
hence why we got pregnant really soon.
Hence why you don't get a twin-size bed in your first year of marriage.
No.
Unless you have to, like us. The cottage forced us to. And we were pretty much a little house on the prairie.
Yeah, big time.
I mean, we made it happen, though.
So we had a little pull-out bed, though, that I made him get on at night because sleeping together, we had to learn all that.
Yeah, I didn't even know how to sleep right.
No, he was flailing. He's a flailer.
Flailer.
He moves around all the time, and I was hot. And anyway, so that didn't work out.
Yeah, that's terrible.
But moving on.
I slept through the night, though.
Yeah.
Moving on,
we did have a lot of conflict at the beginning of our marriage, but
it was good.
It was good conflict.
Conflict is good in marriage. Don't be afraid of conflict.
No.
It only makes you better, especially for the guys. Women, it makes you better. You always think you're right. You always think you're right.
Yeah.
Doesn't always mean you're right.
I was
but
not right.
It's okay. Because men are patient because they love their wife. Love is patient. Love is kind.
And conflict
Don't be blind.
Is a good opportunity to glorify the Lord.
That's good. It draws you closer to the Lord, too.
Yes, it definitely draws you closer.
Because it don't draw you closer to your spouse. You have to the Lord's there.
You have to have a good foundation. So Tiger was really good about bringing me back because like I said, was very hormonal at the begining.
I was like, who are you?
Yeah, I completely
I don't even know you anymore.
Went really Mexican on him a couple of times. And
you didn't go Mexican. You went chola. You went black on me. You went ghetto. You went crazy.
I surprise myself sometimes.
She surprised me.
It was kind of like me before I was saved. Some of you know.
Some of you know. If you're watching this, thank you for your prayers. Yes. Golly. She was rough.
So that
all over the edges. It wasn't just that, all over.
Yeah, so it was really good that Tiger brought me back. We went to church and got into community. Went to a marriage class
that I hated.
I loved.
And isn't that ironic? She's the one, I drew her back and she got us signed up for a marriage class. Yes. And I was so done with the marriage class. I couldn't stand it because number one, conviction. Our friend Amanda, she was here and she was I was telling her, I was like, man, I couldn't stand that class. It was rough. And she was like, oh, I know what that is. Conviction. And I was just like, dang, that just convicted me, you saying that.
Yeah.
But it was good.
There's a lot of correction on both parts.
I thought there was some little things. There's little things in marriage that are actually big things to the other. And a lot of us that, we're just getting into marriage or going into marriage, you don't realize how big the little things are going to be. So if you work on the little things, the big things get easier.
Yes.
And it takes time. It takes time. It doesn't happen overnight because one thing, you can lose your trust in a night. You can lose your trust in a moment.
It takes a long time to rebuild. And it takes time to rebuild.
For making that boom, boom, boom.
Yes.
So it does take time, and it takes a lot of work, but it takes work. I saw in a book recently, like a lot of people say, oh, well, we lost a fire. It's like, well, a fire just doesn't burn. What you have to do with a fire, you have to continue putting in work, putting in logs, putting in wood for things to burn.
Yeah.
So in marriage, if you want it to be successful, you have to put in the work. You have to put in the time and the effort. And that
takes... Not go back to your old way of thinking. Definitely have like a new mind. Going back and having that foundation, like biblically, like what does the word say about this, that kind of thing, instead of going off your old habits and old way of dealing with conflict and dealing with your like emotions, like women, like your emotions, you know what I mean? I can get really mad, and then like when I get mad, I just want to withdraw and like get silent and get really pissy and like passive aggressive.
Punch me.
I'm really passive aggressive.
Abuse me.
So communication. People say communication all the time, but seriously, like communicate. Like, hey, that really made me mad. Hey, you know, this is how I'm feeling. Even
and
though
another thing,
you might not want to because it might start a fight, but. Or you think it might.
Be careful with who you share your conflict with, especially family members.
Yes.
Don't communicate your marital problems with your family because that could actually hurt you over time.
Baby's crying.
Time out.
Keep going.
So pretty much if you're sitting there venting to your mom, venting to your dad about your spouse and how negative, how whatever it may be, I'm telling you, all you're going to do is hurt them in the long run. Because then your parents have this view of, oh, this is my baby and you're hurting my child and I'm never going to forgive you for your mistakes. So it's just like, it'll become a longer battle than you really want to fight. So I think from the beginning, from the get-go, as like you're getting married and stepping into marriage, or maybe you're already in marriage and you might have gone through this already. Some of you are probably in that season. Some people are probably divorced because of that, because their parents told them, if they can't do this, you just need to get done with them. Like, I mean, there's a lot of different excuses, and people will make excuses all days for failed marriages, but I'll tell you, it takes work, and it takes wisdom, and it really, really, really over it all. And you need the Lord in the middle of your marriage. You need the Lord in the middle of your relationship from the beginning. Like, I knew Leah, she was going to be a lover of the Lord. I saw that, and it took years for her to grow, and it took years for me to see that happen in her life. I didn't just, like, the first date we went on, we spent 4 hours sitting at a coffee shop, all right? And it was awesome, but there were some things that I heard in the conversation that really, like, caused me to wonder, is she ready for, like, a deeper relationship? Does she have a relationship with the Lord? And am I ready to commit to that? And at the time, she was beautiful. She had what I wanted, but at the same time, she was not there yet for me to make that.
And I'll admit
and I wasn't either. Like, just because, you know, I had an expectation for her, I wasn't where I needed to be at the time. So although you have high expectations, you should, but also know, be preparing yourself in your single season for the time that the marriage comes, because I didn't. There were some things I was prepared for, and there were some things I really wasn't, and it really, like, it just showed up. It just showed up in your most vulnerable moments. Like, this is how it is, and this is a reality.
Your sin gets magnified while you're married, just to let you know, no matter what it is.
Yeah, that's a lot of things. I mean, it's even like the small things that you wouldn't think are going to be affecting you, such as like trusting in the Lord, bitterness, quick to be angry. Like, there's a lot of things that can just affect your marriage overall. But this is our first talk, and with that, we want to give out a free bottle of water to anyone watching. Just sign up today. You'll get a free bottle of water.
Next time we'll talk about, we did talk a lot about like being newlyweds. It is awesome though. You get to do life with your best friend.
It's fun.
There's definitely a lot of benefits of it.
Okay, Jackson, we hear you. We hear you, Jackson.
About everything.
He talks all day.
Yeah, we talk. So
it's finally our turn.
This is real life. Anytime you want to do something, the baby starts crying, like eating or taking a shower or going to the bathroom.
Tea with
He's
Leah.
Hungry, so
we're gonna let you guys go. We like y'all. We actually love y'all, and even if we don't know y'all, we welcome you to have tea time with us sometime.
Yes.
And y'all can tell us what you're going through. So with that said, thanks for watching. Maybe there'll be more to come in the future, depending on how we get a response from you guys. So God bless you. Many blessings. And that was Tea with
Leah.
Bye.